The update Nairid 1 was ready for this morning. Tesla quietly pushed a software update. No flashy live stream, no countdown timer, no Elon on stage. Just a single internal release note that leaked hours later, and once it did, engineers across medicine, manufacturing, defense, and robotics all reacted the same way. They stopped what they were doing because Tesla bought Gen 5 isn't an upgrade. It's a line being crossed. For the first time in history, a general-purpose humanoid robot has demonstrated task-level competence comparable to trained human specialists, not in one field, but across thousands of tightly controlled safety-critical procedures, including surgery, and not robot-assisted surgery. Independent, supervised, decision-aware surgical execution. What Tesla just released doesn't make doctors obsolete tomorrow, but it irreversibly changes what medicine, labor, and skill mean going forward. This isn't hype, this isn't science fiction, and this is why the industry is in shock. Chapter 1: What Gen 5 actually is, and what IT isn't. Let's clear something up immediately. Tesla bought Gen 5 is not a talking chatbot in a body, a remote-controlled machine, a demoing prototype, a humanoid doing party tricks. Gen 5 is a fully embodied, perception-driven, multimodal robotic system trained on real-world human skill data at a scale never attempted before. The key shift from Gen 4 to Gen 5 is not hardware, it's capability density. Earlier versions focused on balance, object manipulation, navigation, repetitive industrial tasks. Gen 5 focuses on precision cognition under constraint. That means operating in spaces where millimeters matter, adapting to biological variability, responding to uncertainty in real time, executing long procedural chains without degradation. In other words, human-level task discipline. Chapter 2: The 5,000 surgeon abilities explained realistically. When people hear 5,000 surgeon abilities, they imagine a robot performing heart transplants, fully autonomous operating rooms, doctors being replaced overnight. That's not what this means, and the reality is actually more disruptive. An ability is defined as a discrete, verifiable, repeatable medical task requiring precision, contextual awareness, and compliance with surgical standards. Examples include maintaining stable retraction pressure without tissue damage, executing sutures with variable tissue elasticity, identifying anatomical landmarks despite visual obstruction, adjusting force based on real-time tissue feedback, maintaining sterile field compliance automatically, anticipating next procedural steps before instruction, detecting anomalies humans often miss due to fatigue. Each ability is individually trained, validated, and safety-bounded. Gen 5 doesn't know surgery. It executes surgical work the way elite assistants do, except it never shakes, never gets tired, never loses focus, never forgets protocol, never panics under pressure. This is not replacement. This is amplification. Chapter 3: Why this is possible now and wasn't before. 3 breakthroughs converged at the same time. 1. Vision touch. Fusion. Gen 5 doesn't just see, feels. Tesla integrated higher resolution, tactile sensing across fingers, wrists, and forearms, allowing the system to detect micro-resistance changes, differentiate tissue types, adjust grip force dynamically. This is why surgical-level manipulation is now feasible. 2. Procedural memory instead of rigid scripts. Gen 5 uses hierarchical task modeling. It understands goal, sub-goal, constraint, safety envelope. This allows it to adapt mid-procedure without violating protocol. 3. Real training scale. Tesla trained Gen 5 using motion-captured expert demonstrations, synthetic surgical environments, failure-focused adversarial simulations, reinforcement learning constrained by medical safety rules. This isn't imitation, it's procedural intelligence. Chapter 4: The moment industry realized what this meant. Within hours of the leak, medical robotics firms paused investor calls, hospital automation pilots were frozen, labor unions issued preliminary statements, defense analysts flagged dual use escalation risk. Because Gen 5 isn't limited to surgery. If it can perform precision medical tasks, then it can maintain aircraft, handle hazardous materials, repair infrastructure, assist in disaster zones, operate in environments humans physically can't. The same abilities transfer. That's the real disruption. Chapter 5: Why this breaks the labor model, not jobs models. This isn't about unemployment, it's about skill economics. Historically, skills were scarce, training took years, output was limited by human endurance. Gen 5 introduces replicable skills, zero fatigue, instant redeployment. A single trained ability can be deployed in hospitals and factories, in remote clinics and crisis zones. Skill is no longer locked inside a human body. And once that happens, the entire pricing model of expertise changes. Chapter 6: Safety, control, and the misunderstood autonomy fear. Let's address the fear directly. Gen 5 does not make independent moral decisions, override human authority, operate without supervision in critical contexts. Every surgical deployment includes human oversight, hard safety interrupts, constraint-based decision layers, immutable ethical boundaries. Tesla didn't remove control, they embedded it deeper. Ironically, Gen 5 is more predictable than a human under stress. Chapter 7: WHY other companies can't catch up quickly. This isn't just engineering, it's infrastructure. Tesla has the world's largest real-world AI training pipeline. Vertical integration from chip to software to deployment, real-time data feedback loops. Manufacturing scale. No robotics company possesses this. Isn't a product, it's a platform. And Gen 5 is just the first public glimpse. Chapter 8. What happens next? Realistic timeline. Not tomorrow, not next month, but within 2 to 5 years, surgical assistance becomes standard. Remote clinics gain elite-level capability. Labor shortages in critical fields collapse. Human professionals shift from execution to supervision. Doctors don't disappear, they become multipliers.